Have you ever wondered how big is your classroom carpet? How much space does a scarecrow feet cover? Or how much paper you need to cover a book? So, in all of these, we are thinking about area. How much space something takes up on a surface? It's exactly meant like this. So today we'll learn how to find area and even use a math tool called GeoGebra to help us. So let's begin. Area is the amount of flat space inside a shape. We measure using square units like small tiles or blocks. Like we say area is the amount of a flat space, and we measure it like square units, which is like small tiles or like this block shapes. You can count squares inside or use area formulas to find it faster. Let me show you. You see it creates by blocks. You can count the blocks here and use area formulas to find it faster their area. Let's review three shapes and their area formulas to remember what we talked in class 2. A square, which is, I'll show you like this. We have square, we have a rectangle, and we will have actually a triangle. Like this. And then the thing is, let's begin with square firstly. A square has 4 equal sides here, 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 and here. As you can see, we have 4 equal sides. And its formula is, based on their sides, area equals to side times side equals to 3 centimeters. Since we know that the square has 4 equal sides, its the rest of the sides will be 3 centimeters either. Okay. Since we know that area equals side times side in square, and our side length is 3 centimeters, just 3 times 3 equals 9, which will be our square's area here. And for rectangle, a rectangle has opposite sides equal. Like we have a short side here and we have a long side here, which is completely different from each other by in terms of length, size, length centimeters. Short lengths equal each other. If this length is 2 centimeters, this length will be 2 also. Remember? And if our long length, let's say, equals 8 centimeters, the other long length will be 8 centimeters either. What is the rectangle's formula? Remember, its formula of area equals to length times width. Or in other words, we said short length times long length. Okay? And our area here will be equal to 8 times 2, which is equal to 16 centimeters. Okay? And also the other one is our triangle. And in triangle, we make different competitions rather than square or rectangle. So in triangle, we know that we have a height here, and we have a, let me use purple. We have a base here. We have base, we have height. In triangle, our area will be equal to base times height divided by 2, and it will be equal our area. Here to find out its area right now to us, we know the base 10 and we know the height 6, and divided by 2 will be equal to 16 divided by 2, and our area will be 8 centimeters for triangle. Okay, let's continue with GeoGebra, and that's kind of competitions. We have a square here, and we're trying to find its area in GeoGebra. We have a big square here, and also, as I said before, we have like blocks or tiny squares, you can say. So in square, you know that our four lengths equals each other. So if one is 8 centimeters, the other one is 8 centimeters also. So we have blocks like, or let's say tiny squares here, like one by one. Let's see if we can increase its tiny these tiny squares. What will be the area? Also, we can easily see here if we decrease the length of the our big squares length sides, we can easily see that also our area is decreasing also. Let's say our length is 7 here for this big square, and it's based our formula, it will be equal to 7 times 7, which is equals to 49. Okay, let's see with these tiny one by one squares how our area will be done. 1, 2, as you can see, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7 in the base here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And with that, we will have 7 columns and 7 rows to fill up this square. Let me show you. As you can see, 14, 21, 28, 35, and lastly 49, which is exactly our area for this square. Okay, let's move up to the rectangle. Rectangle here, which size is, let's say, a long side 9 centimeters and the short side 8 centimeters. And the base of, in other words, the base of this rectangle is 9 and the height of the rectangle is 8. We can show its area with small squares with a previous square area. We saw it. As you know that our formula is for rectangle is equal to long side times short side, or in other words, base times height. Our base is here 10 and our height is here 6, and 10 times 6 will be equal to 60, which is our area for this rectangle. Let me show you with a small squares. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. For this base, we have 10 small squares here. And now it is 20, 30, 40, and 50, lastly 60, which is exactly our area for this rectangle. And we have a height, we have a base, and it's showing us its area as 12 for height equals to 4 and base equals to 6. Let's see if we change this height and base, how it's gonna change our area. Let me say its formula to you again. In triangles area, if you try to find it, we know that height times base divided by 2 will be equal to triangle's area, right? Look at the base 8 and height 5. We know our height, we know our base, and 8 times 5 will be equal to 40, and divided by 2 will be equal to 20, which is exactly our area. Or another triangle, let me show you. 3, base 3, and height 2. And 3 times 2 equals to 6. 6 divided by 2 will be equal to 3, okay? Which basically is area for triangle. So here, as you can see, we have a question is about your school design a new game area in the playground. So, question gives you the plan, which is in the middle, there is a rectangle for jump rope games. On both sides of rectangle, there are 2 squares for hopscotch, and each square has a side length of 4 meters. On the top of the rectangle, there is a triangle made of grass. The triangle has a base of 8 meters and a height of 3 meters. The question is how many square meters of area need to be painted or covered in total. So it's basically complicated, but since it's the area, how to calculate it, etc., it will be easier for you. Let me draw. In the middle, we have a triangle like this, and on both sides we have two actually squares like this and like this, and on top of that we have a triangle like this. Okay, now we can solve this thing easily. Triangle's base says it equals 8 meters, and its height it says equals to 3 meters, and rectangle's long length equal to the since it's uh, they're sharing the same side with triangle, it will be 8 meters too, and it is short length 4, since we know that the square size 4 meters from the question. Let me show you. 2 squares, 4 meters, 4 squares, and triangle's height 3 meters and base 8 meters. Okay, let's solve this problem. Area of rectangle, area of square, area of triangle. We need to find them to find the total area for the playground. So for rectangle, we know that 8 meters times 4 meters equal to 32 meters. Not centimeters, but meters. And for square, 4 times 4. For one square, 4 times 4, which is 60 area for area. This is centimeter. Okay. And for the other one, since it's same squares as that, and for triangle, 8 times 3 divided by 2 will be equal to 24 divided by 2 will be equal to 20. So in total, we have this. Sum up with that. If we sum up these, in total we have 76 square meters. Okay? As you can see, it's easier to solve these real life problems and find their areas easily with formulas of triangle, rectangle, and square. What we learned today, we learned that what area means, or we remembered it. And so how to use their how to use their formulas and practice it with GeoGebra. We remembered, we practiced, and we learned that area equals space inside a shape, and also measured them in square units. And we know that square, rectangle, triangle gives these areas. Side times side, and length times width, and base times height divided by 2. Try drawing your own shapes in GeoGebra and find their areas to use their lengths or units and etc. that kind of things. Thanks for watching and see you next time.